I'm gonna do something that might be considered sacrilege, but for these last few episodes, it's only right. Greetings, one and all. My name is Lancer, and welcome back once again to Fate Zero. We're watching episode 23, and last time on, Kirei has secured Iris Veil, and now is calling out all the other masters, drawing them to this final battlefield to decide who will be the victor of the Fourth Holy Grail War. Ryder and Waiver make their way, same with Kiritsugu and Saber, and Berserker's already here, and Gilgamesh is going out to meet those on the field. This is about to be one of the episodes of all time. In fact, these next three will be. Let's get right into the episode. Let the movie begin. Cinema. I love that it's set up like you know who's gonna be fighting who, but I doubt anybody could have predicted how each of the fights went. An inevitable clash.
Are you scared, boy?
I definitely am.
I'm wondering if this is what you mean when you say that your heart is dancing.
Set your heart ablaze. One king to another. Speaking of kings, though,
Is inside.
I didn't wear this shirt for no reason. Hope you enjoyed the motorcycle. It's a cool set piece.
Berserker.
Yeah. Knights and knights. Knights and knights, kings and kings. Well, Saber is also a king, but the king of knights.
Are they having a party here?
One last
Where is
drink.
that little chariot of yours?
I'm embarrassed to say I lost it to Saber in a battle.
I believe I told you that I would fight and defeat you when you were at full strength.
True, the weapons at my disposal are somewhat depleted.
I mean, hey, I'm still riding something, just not the ultimate chariot. It's a subtle thing there, just him, I mean, he was putting the cup down, but just like sort of kneeling to him in a way. I feel like Ryder knows deep down that he's not winning this fight. It's not as though he's not gonna try his hardest, but I don't think he knew beforehand about Aya. I mean, who would? I wouldn't exactly associate Gilgamesh with the winds that divide heaven and earth in the form of a sword.
Iskander tonight is less than perfect, and thus is far greater than perfection itself.
The ultimate contradiction that makes no sense, but when he says it, I can't help but believe it. Which speaks to Iskandar himself, I feel. He says a lot of shit throughout this show that's just like, I don't know if 1 + 1 = 2 in your situation, but it works, you know? He says it, and you know what? Fuck it, I believe it. And I'll follow him, and that says a lot about how he led.
Indeed, the aura that is emanating from you is unusually potent.
He's aura farming. Aura maxing. It's cool. It's been a while since we've seen Armored Gilgamesh, because he's been in rat mode serving Kirei. One last drink to send him off.
King of Babylonia, a final word. Our banquet's last question. Were my Ionian Hetairoi armed with your Gate of Babylon, it would create the most powerful army imaginable.
So?
The two of us together could conquer the universe and beyond if we desired it.
It's an entertaining idea.
It has been ages since I laughed so hard at gibberish spouted by one who is not a fool. I have had one comrade, and he is all I ever intend to have. Furthermore, there is no need for there to be two kings.
You know, when you first watch it, you think he's talking about Kirei, but, which I mean, they are comrades in this war, but, because in the Japanese, it more translates to, I've only ever had one friend. He's talking about Enkidu. One comrade, one brother in arm. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, having Gate of Babylon with Ione Hetairoi would be something. Especially also if Saber decided to join, which she wouldn't. The three most unstoppable kings. Of course, he talks about being able to conquer the universe and beyond, but he forgets that they are limited by the Grail. Of course, that's barring that they take the Grail and wish just for incarnation, then they could conquer, but a what if idea. What if Gilgamesh took his offer for whatever reason?
The lonely path of kingship, eh? With all respect due to a king, I shall challenge your strong, unwavering spirit.
You are a usurper truly worthy of my judgment.
Nice. Simple stuff. I mean, it just shows like they're mirrors of each other, but they are that, mirrors, not exact replicas of each other, which is perfect. As much as I've been saying with every character in this, it's like, I wish we got a little more. The times we've had with Gilgamesh and Ryder have been perfect. Even though Ryder has offered just, join my grand and invincible army. Deep down, I don't think he wants, I mean, he really doesn't want that. It's the thrill of the fight. I mean, like Gilgamesh says, the world can't serve two kings. It was a clash always meant to be one of rivals, not equals. But I love that Gilgamesh Gilgamesh does respect him, even throughout this fight. He does kind of mock and laugh at him here, but that's kind of the end of it. But I mean, he does say just like, it's been ages since I've laughed at someone who isn't a fool. He doesn't view him as a fool. Like, he does think his words have merit. And the fact that Gilgamesh entertained just having this little drink right before the end just shows his respect for him. Just a shame that they had to meet in this war as destined enemies. In another life, they maybe could have been friends.
Are you guys actually friends with each other?
I could hardly be unfriendly to him. After all, he may very well be the last person I ever see.
Well, he's kind of already accepted it.
You're not going to be killed here today. Have you forgotten my command seal?
My several command seals.
You are exactly right.
I mean, he's at least prepared for the worst.
Gather here, my glorious comrades!
One last Ionian
Tonight we shall
Hetairoi.
become the greatest legends in all of eternity!
He knows it's coming. This is only the second time we ever properly see
Our
it.
enemy is the mighty King of Heroes, a most worthy opponent. My warriors, let us show the first heroic spirit, our noble path of ultimate conquest!
To victory or death.
Come to me, Lord of conquering armies. Now you will be privileged to behold the sight of a true king.
Yeah, Waiver. It gives me the same feeling as in Game of Thrones, which, spoilers, for the show at least, gives me the same feeling as Stannis Baratheon charging to Winterfell. You see the look on his face as he raises his sword, just like, yeah, he's in the front leading, but he knows he's gonna lose. Despite it all, he still fights to the bitter end. I mean, one thinks just, how would this fight have gone if Gilgamesh did not know about Ionian Hetairoi? I think it might have gone similarly. Still, I think he would have obviously been shocked initially, but I think he still would have then realized, oh, reality marble? I know what to do. He has that respect for him at this point, but that's what happens when we're this late in the war. Everyone knows each other's ultimate moves. Even up till this point, Gilgamesh had one last ace up his sleeve that really only Tokiomi and Kirei knew about. Meanwhile, where did this man get these guns? Is he holding like a Barrett 50 cal? You gotta remember, like, those bullets are like missiles, because it's just like supercharged with mana. Got an MP5 as well. Honestly, it's a miracle Kari has lasted this long. At this point, he's just giving Berserker everything he can. All he has left is Sakura, yeah.
Why are you suffering so much?
Because of Berserker. He must fight a battle right now that needs mana.
Why?
Because I'm trying to save you.
He made a promise to me that he'd give me the Grail once he got it. If I have the Grail, I can save you, Sakura.
Why would you still trust Kira at this point?
Remember, I promised that we would all play together like we used to with your mom and sister.
I'll be able to see Mother again?
Well, yeah. Ugh. Yeah, well, Karia. That's the thing, though. It's like at this point, even if by some miracle he saved Sakura, as far as he's concerned, he killed her mother. I mean, there was maybe some chance still, even at this point, that he could save them. I mean, Karia's dying no matter what. Because that's the thing, though, that I feel like Zoken ultimately allowed Karia to do all this, is even if Karia saves her, he can't ensure that she stays away from Zoken because he'll just be dead after he gets her. So Zoken could then just be like, all right, cool. Anyway, taking her back. Can't help but feel bad for Karia despite everything. He wanted to do something good, something pure and noble, save this innocent girl, but yet he went to twisted means to try and get there. I mean, really, it wasn't until like the very end here where he snapped, you know, where he killed Aoi, or well, killed. We'll get to that later. At this point, he's just like, fuck it, everybody dies. As far as Kara is concerned, he died that moment when he snapped Aoi's neck. Smart saber. She's got that battle IQ. I think I said it before, just like Saber's like Goku, where, I mean, not that it's really shown that much in Zero, but like in Fate Stay Night, it's like she's always like eating, smiling, doing stuff, but in the middle of battle, she's like so active, smart, stuff like this. Man, we've seen it a lot up till now. She's done some stuff a lot in like both the Lancer battles, a lot of cool maneuvers. Even when she fought Ryder earlier, she got that 100 battle IQ.
No.
See the thread. Tough shell. See the sword. It's interesting that she still keeps it invisible at this point. Everyone saw Excalibur, but I mean, it's still smart because I mean, not everybody's gonna know the length of the blade, which is what she's counting on here, but he knows. Cool detail. Again, I never really noticed it until the last time I did this, where like he was starting to corrupt Excalibur. You forget, everything he touches becomes a noble phantasm. So in this moment, we technically could have seen an early display of Excalibur Morgan with Saber Altar, but just a little taste. Gotta wait till Heaven's Field. They have history.
He knows the length of my blade. Could he be some knight I once knew?
If you know me to be Arturia Pendragon, name yourself right now. As a knight's pride demands, challenging me with your identity concealed is tantamount to using deceit.
Pure Saber. This late in the war, after everything that's happened, still just like, fight with a knight's pride and honor.
Who are you?
He's shedding the 3D. You can actually see the armor.
That's Erendite.
Erendite.
Sir Lancelot.
Lancerotto. I mean, it's crazy the fact that we saved that reveal all the way to like the very, very end. But again, it's one of those ones where it's like, if you know Arthurian legends and stuff like that, you can figure it out. I mean, the big giveaway was kind of the shape-shifting, if you knew that, which I mean, back when I watched this, I didn't know. So it was kind of like, oh, like I know the name Lancelot. It's just like, oh yeah, they are connected. I've been meaning to talk about it for a while with Berserker, but is this version of Lancelot technically a Lancelot altar? Or a Berserker altar, at least when he's like in his Berserker mode, when like the helmet's on and he's touching stuff, just because he has like the red light and the glow when he touches things, similarly to what we see with Saber altar and Berserker altar in Heaven's Field. And plus with like the mottos and like Zoken was talking about, like we need to modify the servant's class as much as possible. And plus with Karya being as weak as he is, I'm sure Zoken gave Berserker some of that extra juice. Either way, it doesn't really change anything, Berserker either way. I just think it would be a cool detail. Because I mean, Zero doesn't delve at all really into the altars or any of that. And to be fair, Heaven's Field doesn't really do a lot of that either. It just kind of shows it. I mean, that's one of the best parts about the Grail Wars for me, is just like you can have these characters who are these legends and their history goes back so far, and then you bring them to the modern age, and then like their history can continue. And in this case, Saber kind of gets some closure, but also brings merit to some of Ryder's words, which again we'll get to in a moment. We finally get Berserker's character here at the end. That's why he was trying to go after her all this time.
My friend, you were esteemed as the greatest of all the knights of the Round Table. Stop!
How indeed.
Lancelot.
The first time I really see her not want to fight like this.
You may indeed have saved them, but you never led them.
Because I never really led them.
Enraptured by a false idol of a humble king who always serves others.
My kingship.
You're just a little girl.
Did how I rule drive you to this?
Yeah.
Please stop, Lancelot.
This episode is the perfect payoff to the Grail dialogue episode. Everything that was set up in that episode finally comes to fruition. Ryder and Gilgamesh's kind of rivalry and him being like, I'll kill you myself. The unveiling of the Ionian Hetairoi and that. And then obviously Ryder's words again coming back in this moment. It's cool that Saber, I think, finally realizes that maybe Ryder was right. It's also cool having it in this episode because this is Ryder's final episode. I mean, her just like, how can you be Berserker? I mean, it ties into obviously his character and what that meant, but I mean, we'll delve into that in a couple episodes. But I mean, there is a thing in Fate where it's just like really anybody can be summoned into any class. There's a version of Saber in every fucking class, and each one of them has their own character. Because, you know, there's different versions of Lancelot and Grand Order and stuff where we get to see like the Saber version of Lancelot, which is cool because like he has the same armor and same sword, but you know, obviously he's more clean and looks more like how he does in that flashback. But just, yeah, the whole did how I rule lead you to this? I mean, again, like the words that were said there Saber. You may indeed have saved them, but you never led them. You abandoned your men when they lost their way. I feel like that line should have been in there too. You can't help but feel bad for Saber in this. Just another thing on top of everything she's gone through in this war. Just makes you realize when you go into Fate Stay Night, it's like the 5th war, depending on the route, she kind of has it easy. At least emotionally, she doesn't have a lot to deal with. But Unlimited Blade Works, I feel like she definitely has the easiest. The worst she kind of goes through is getting captured by Caster, but that was more just like physical torment. Every fight she's had in this fucking war has just put so much toil on her. We'll talk more about Saber's character in the last episode, just because I know people have things to say about Zero's characterization of Saber, but for now, we have to say goodbye to one other character.
Uniting dreams beneath a banner of conquest.
Speaking of leadership.
I praise your efforts, at least. Have you not learned?
A key.
Dreams disappear when the dreamer wakes. Every last one of them, with no exception.
Keys unlock. Sheesh. The one thing in there.
Therefore, it was inevitable that I would be the one to stand in your way. Know the end of your eternal dream. I shall show you the stark reality.
Here it comes.
Here it comes!
Hey.
Now awaken, Ea! A stage worthy
Ea.
of you has been set! Look up and behold, Enumai
Elish! Just one strike. Funnily enough, Ryder gave Gilgamesh the one chance to go all out. The world is crumbling.
That sword is the anti-universe noble phantasm that can destroy all creation?
Anti-universe, anti-world, but yeah. Crazy that you see some running away, adding more to my Stannis Baratheon comparison. So much to talk about with that. I do wonder if they die within the Ionian Hetairoi, are their spirits set free? Or is it a case of they're just returned to the Grail and they actually can be servants? I don't know. But backtracking, so much with that. Again, first time seeing this, I'm just like, I feel like Gilgamesh was already powerful as is. But sure, give him a sword that can destroy reality. I understand why he has that because, I mean, I don't know the full details of like his story and whatnot, but I mean, I get that because he's technically the first heroic spirit, so he has a sword that replicates the creation of the heavens and the earth. Basically a sword that is the embodiment of the Big Bang. And it's like each of the rotating parts on Ea, it represents the heavens, the earth, and the underworld, I'm pretty sure. It's like each spins an opposite direction and then creates that wind. In one of the Fate Grand Orders, we see Enuma Elish again. He says more, allow me to show you the dawn of creation, or whatever, what was there. Enuma Elish. I mean, when you look at it all, like the whole sequence of him, it's like he has a key which holds his most precious weapon, which, you know, he's talked about up till now. Just, I mean, it's the most powerful and also just the most precious of his weapons. And it's just like he unlocks it, and just like that red shit that you see going into the sky, I like to think that that's all of his weapons that he has, and just that one little shining light that comes down, that's Ea being unlocked. Or it's something where it's just like, oh, here's all of creation being condensed down into one blade, and then you see just like the flaming ball of earth as it's being created, and then Ea comes out of it. It's a cool visual representation of that weapon. I've always loved it. It doesn't necessarily come out of nowhere. I mean, again, if you're watching this knowing nothing about Fate, I think it's the perfect reveal. I mean, this whole show, I've loved it that it doesn't proceed assuming that you have seen Fate Stay Night in any capacity. It's kind of like, if you have, cool. If not, here's a good introduction. That's why Zero is a great introduction to Fate. But I also think it's a good stopping point as well. I mean, the translation's different here because, I mean, Waiver says like the anti-universe noble phantasm. It's anti-world, but same thing, really. It's like one of the few instances he can use this weapon at its full power and actually like not destroy the planet. Which is why, like, going into Fate Stay Night, you figured like when Gilgamesh fights Shiro, when, you know, he unleashes unlimited blade works, it's like, oh, a reality marble. I know how to deal with that, but he waits so long. I guess in that it's just more of a case of just like, you are not worth Ea. And then the moment he finally thinks he is, it's too late. Though it's over so quickly, like this isn't even really a fight. It's the ultimate respect he gives to Iskandar. There's even more in a moment that he uses. Like, you're giving your all against me, I'm gonna use all of my weapons against you too. And then just, it's immediately shattered. It's such a heartbreaking, but it's also such an awesome moment. And like the music crescendos to that sad violin. It's such the perfect moment when you see it all crumbling. I mean, as Ryder said, said a while ago, I'll only be able to use it one more time, and well, this was it. I mean, it was only ever gonna be this, and it was only ever gonna end this way too, but now he only has one thing left. He's just a rider. It was also fitting that he didn't look back at all, which again kind of speaks to the hypocrisy of Ryder. He charged so long and headfirst into his dream of Okeanos. So many people died along the way, and he left them behind, and he kept going, didn't look back, which I mean is both a sad tragedy but also ultimate respect that he gives to his men. I'll make sure that your sacrifice wasn't for nothing. I'll keep going, keep moving forward, as the Attack on Titan saying is. It is also adding to that hypocrisy of what he talks to Saber about, just like abandoning your men, but he abandoned many along his way, and he conquered many, but he fell like the rest, and now he will fall again.
I just remembered. There is something important that I must ask you.
Good thing we survived that.
Master Waiver Velvet, would you be willing to serve as my retainer?
Hell yeah. Become a part of the Hetairoi. It's also the first time he said his name. It's a stretch, but I wonder if at all this relationship maybe inspired Kratos and Atreus, just with the boy, and then it's not till the very end where he really just like calls him his name. I mean, that's more father and son. This is best friends.
You are my king, sire. I will serve you with devotion. Let me dream what you dream.
Very well.
My last retainer.
As king, my duty is to inspire others to dream. And as my retainer, it is your sacred duty to see my dream to the end.
Bear
and
witness.
share it with future generations. Now live, Waiver. See all of this through. Live long and tell everyone you meet of how your king comported himself. Of the last charge of Iskandar.
One last charge, man. Don't watch. Witness.
It is time to go, Bucephalus!
Let's go, man.
Glory lies beyond the horizon. Challenge the unattainable.
Do it.
Speak of conquest and make it real. For my men and for those who watch behind me.
Watch. He'll also watch. Well, this sounds like a machine gun. A rider on foot now. Doesn't stop. He gets close. But not close enough. One last toy that he had.
I swear to the gods, it is just one strange toy after another with you, isn't it?
Stabbed him with
Have you awakened from your dream, King of Conquerors?
I suppose I have. However, once again, during this glorious campaign, my heart was able to dance a good deal.
The last person I ever see.
Feel free to challenge me again as often as you like, King of Conquerors. This entire world is my garden until the very end of time. Thus, I guarantee you this, it will never bore you. It will always be entertaining.
That sounds very good.
Be at peace, my friend.
Now I see. It was the beating of my heart. It was the sound of Okeanos' waves.
Followed his heart to the very end. He watched to the very end. You're next, Waiver.
Child, are you Ryder's master?
No.
Not anymore.
Not. I am his retainer.
If you are truly a loyal subject to him, your duty now is to avenge your fallen sovereign.
If I challenge you,
It's cool that he still has Aya out.
Yes, of course you will.
Yeah.
I was ordered by him to survive.
He told me to live.
Your loyalty is splendid. Never allow anything to tarnish it.
He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness.
The icing on the cake.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thou preparest a table before me Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over.
Cup runneth
Surely
over.
goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
The Destin meeting. Episode 23, the sea at the end of the world. If that isn't Shinzo Sasageo, well, that was episode 23 of Fate Zero. I, of course, wanted to pause and talk about so much more, but I figured I would just let it play out and finish. But so much with that. It's the greatest amount of respect from Gilgamesh on all parts. Some people may look at that and be like, wow, Ryder got absolutely decimated. But I look at it as just, that's Gilgamesh giving his respect with every action. He used his greatest, most powerful, most treasured treasure to counter Ryder's ultimate move. And not only that, he stabbed Ryder with it. He sullied his most precious treasure with the blood of his enemy. He used so many swords and everything from the Gate of Babylon during his charge. Only hit him with about 2 or 3. And then in the end used his other most cherished weapon, the Chains of Heaven, Enkidu. And like Ryder got so close, which I think is so poetic and perfect. I've always looked at it just like, I wish he got like 1 hit in, but I think it's perfect that he didn't. The fact that he was that close despite losing everything, which speaks to his life, you know? He was so close to achieving that ideal, but in the end lost it all. But at least this time in death, there is someone who will remember him fondly and carry on his dream. And then that final level of respect he gives not only to Iskandar, but to Waiver. He lets him live. He tells him just like, your loyalty is splendid, don't tarnish it. He just keeps Aya unsheathed throughout that. It's like, you wouldn't need that to kill him, but Waiver, man, it's so great seeing his journey and this really being the end of it. It's the perfect conclusion because he entered this war wanting to claim glory for himself, to prove himself as somebody to anyone, and yet here he stood at the very end face to face with the King of Heroes, one of the most powerful heroic spirits in all of history, and he held his ground and said, I am his retainer and I will live. I would have completely lost all respect for Gilgamesh if he did all of that against Ryder and in the end still killed Waiver, because I feel like that would have been the ultimate contradiction. Why did you do all that and then do that? But it just ends like that, and it's just... That's why I do think going into the El Malloy Case Files show, I would have loved for them to have actually had a moment where maybe Waiver and Gilgamesh met again. I kept waiting for that throughout that show. I mean, to be fair, in that show, it shows that Waiver was this close to nearly being a part of the 5th Holy Grail War because he wanted to see Iskandar again and he was going to summon him. But then it ultimately came about just like, I don't need it. I have something else that I'll fight for, which is still really poetic and great. And there's a great send-off scene in that show. But I don't know, just like having a scene after this especially, like, are you living up to the title of retainer? Fucking hell, that is... It's a shame that it's really half an episode because the other half is, you know, Saber and Berserker and the whole Lancelot thing. I mean, to be fair, it's not a fight, really. It's Iskandar's final charge. Again, that's some of my favorite stuff in anything, really, is a final charge in which it's the culmination of that character, in which it's also they're charging and they know it's their last charge. They know they're going to die for it. Some classic cases being like Faramir's charge, though he doesn't die from that. He thinks he is. Erwin Smith's charge, of course. This. So many other ones as well. And just that last, like, glory lies beyond the horizon. There's 3 phrases in anime that truly are kind of my ideologies. That is Shinzo Sasageo, I have no enemies, and glory lies beyond the horizon. Some of those may contradict each other in some ways, but those are the 3 phrases that forever will be with me. Honestly, if there's enough room on my tombstone, I would put each of those on there. But now we have the perfect setup here for what will be the first meeting and then the final fight between Kiritsugu and Kirei. And well, I've said it for a while and I've said it forever. Episode 24 is probably my favorite episode in all of Fate Zero, and boy, are we gonna have a lot to talk about, as if I haven't been yapping for over 23 episodes of this show, but we still have 2 more and I plan on yapping a lot more. But either way, this is my reaction to episode 23 of Fate Zero. Jump next time for episode 24, so everything else be coming out soon. Until next time, I'm Lancer. Thanks for watching.